Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Chris Wood here. It's the 19th. August 19th, 2022. I was a day ahead of myself. I thought it was the 20th. But that is only because for the last 3 years, I have been getting lived through and broadcasted through, injured, tortured, excuse me, by Ontario Provincial Police, O.P.P, Lennox and Addington, NAPANEE, Ontario, Reason, Revenge, Retaliation. I was speaking of police crimes, human, homeless trafficking out of the Morning Star mission. As a result, I became a victim. I was asking for help with audio and video recording equipment for my safety to record the police, and as a result, they took it upon themselves to use what is called remote neural monitoring. It is police and military tech. It is an implant, a microchip implant. It is 100% provable. I could 100% prove it. And what it does, it basically fucks a person's nervous system on them. It also enables through Wi-Fi, cell phone, computer, enables a person to basically broadcast through another person, to basically live through another person for illegal surveillance, illegal spying. I am a human trafficking victim. I am an identity theft victim. I am an attempted murder victim. The ones responsible, the human traffickers, the ones guilty of the murder to missing, the human traffickers, the sex offenders, the pedophiles, and the killers of O.P.P are Spencer Mills 14716. Staff sergeants, plural, men, not Christine. She may be involved, but I don't know. Ex-chief, Shannon Cork, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, a woman named Stacy, a mental health worker who was Daily Tea Company, NAPANEE, now Kingston, and Shelley Hefner. They are all guilty of human trafficking, kidnapping, sex assaults, stalking. Doctors involved aiding and covering up their crimes with and for them, medical treatment refusals, lies, time buying, cover-ups, discriminations, aiding and abetting in this felony crime against me, Dr. Tatiana V, aka Margie V. Sorry, my head is stuffed up. That's why I'm sniffing. And I keep getting, my ears keep popping. Dr. Margie V, Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Barton, Dr. Ambimbola, Dr. Sue, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Fardell, a triage nurse named Tanya, a blonde-haired woman, triage nurse named David, or Dr. David, and a triage nurse named Terry, and Paladin Security, a guy about 25 years old and roughly 400 to 500 pounds. They are the human traffickers. They are the drug traffickers. They are guilty of stalking. They are guilty of attempted murder. And they are guilty of murder on my mother in December of 2020. William Aldridge, the one known as William Aldridge of 149 Center Street North, and Blair Hardy, who are co-bosses and offenders with the 4 O.P.P police, the ones named. There is also, they are the ones that were stalking my mother. The one known as William Aldridge was calling my mother Mom. He was told that I'm his son, or that we were switched at birth. I'm 50 years old, he's 70 years old. There is no possible way in any way, shape, or form we were switched at birth. A delusional piece of shit, and he actually believes it. And I sure the fuck am not your son, you piece of fucking shit. I know who my dad is, who happens to be dead. I happen to have watched him hang himself, so you go fuck yourself, and same with you, Spencer Mills and Stacy. You delusional fucking junkies. You are probably just as bad at junkies as you are fucking everything else. And that's why you became cops. I get numbed down to be dumbed down on a daily basis. I feel like I'm being drugged on a daily basis. I do not do drugs. I am highly against them. I've lost too many friends and family from that junk. So I'm highly against them. But yeah, I feel like I am being drugged on a daily basis to be numbed down and dumbed down. I have serious radiation and EMFs in me from being broadcasted through. My skull has been split from being broadcasted through all these different people and deforming my face, my skull. I was 6'3". I've lost so much skull. I have lost 3 inches off of my head. I am now only 6 foot. I realize as you get older, you start to shrink a little bit. But I have lost 3 inches off of my fucking face and my skull. That is how much damage has been done. Over the course of 3 years, I may go into the hospital and telling them what's going on, and them taking it as me just having a headache or on drugs to dry out, and none of it is true. There's lies against me stating I have a long history of criminal history and psychological history. None of it is true. No history with either one of them, any one of them, and the bastards lying need to prove it. There's been lies stating against me about being suicidal and a self-harmer. All bullshit lies, but it was used against me as a means to not be taken serious and for the ones responsible to get away with what they're getting away with. And how it's being done through remote narrow monitoring, through inmate bosses that they are harboring. Oh. I hope you're happy, William Aldridge, Blair Hardy, who happens to allegedly be in jail on false drug charges, but all he needs to do this still, and he is still doing it, is a cell phone or computer given or hooked up his ass. So it's called through EndoChat. William Aldridge, every time I go to do something, I'm getting this button clickings in my fucking head. The whole right side of my body has been completely and totally mutilated. Not being able to get any help. I am how O.P.P human traffic. I am how they frame. I am how they commit homicide. One's also involved and guilty of aiding with O.P.P, and our co-offenders is Tyler Lake, Jabin Allstein, Ray, a guy with a white pit bull who is deaf, his roommate Sam, a woman named Hope Mills, a woman named Michelle who is a homeless, a woman named Allie Cooper, a guy named Bucktooth Bob. He is bald, gray on sides, glasses, a crowbar mustache, and walks around with a bag of drugs all the time. There is also Bert Hustler and Maggie Falls. There is others that have been using this on me, deforming me, mentally fucking me up. And the longer this goes on, the longer they're going to get away with it. I will be disappearing as William Aldridge or Blair Hardy. So congratulations to the ones named. You are guilty of murdering my mother. You are guilty of my identity theft, injuring, torturing, sex assaults, lies, time buying, cover-ups, arrest refusals except for on me to deflect, to get my blood, my piss, my signature, my prints, everything you needed for this, for forgeries, framings, frauds, and everything else you needed. The time buying, the cover-ups, using the hospital for treatment refusals while I am being deformed, and proving every single bit of it, still being called a crazy, delusional, psychopath liar by doctors who happen to be guilty of this, who are guilty of attempted murder. All for an inmate boss. So, anyway, I better wrap this up. I just want to say I hope everybody's having a good day, and to show the updates, my identity theft is done. I'm Chris Wood. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share.